Hi, good afternoon, ladies, and welcome. My name is Debbie, and I'm from Seize Your Vision Life Coaching. This afternoon, I'm going to discuss some lovely grounding techniques that can help. Often we find ourselves in a high zone. Sometimes we find ourselves in a low zone. And the high zone is when we are starting to feel anxious, when we are feeling sad, when we are feeling overwhelmed, and when we are feeling sad. Hi Laura, hi Faye. And when we're in the low zone, this is when we are feeling dissociated. This is when we are feeling disconnected from the world. It's almost like in our minds and our bodies that we're just not in reality. So this is those are times that we can use these grounding techniques. These grounding techniques are wonderful, and the ones I'm going to show you are extremely simple, and they will be able to help you to manage those feelings and those overwhelming emotions. They are often used in trauma counseling by trauma therapists, so there is a basis for them, and they are used quite frequently as well. So let's just look at them. There are 3 different grounding techniques. The very first one is mental. Then we get physical, and then we also get the, soothing techniques. So let's look at the mental techniques. The mental techniques actually help us to focus. So how do we do this? The very first one that I want to share with you is rather simple, but is very, very effective. And that is counting back from 100. You need to do it very slowly, and when you are doing it, you need to actually see in your mind's eye those actual numbers. If you find that counting back from 100 isn't helping you, or it's just far too easy, then what you can do is you can extend it to perhaps 200, 300, even 500. It is up to you, but that is a really effective one to use. Another one is to describe everything that is in your environment. For example, I'm sitting in this room, I'm feeling overwhelmed. So how am I going to use this technique? First of all, I'm going to look down at the floor. Is the floor tiled? Is it carpeted? Look at the colors, look at the texture, and start describing it. Look at the walls. The one behind me, as we can see, is rough, and there are varying colors in it. Perhaps the wall is painted. Then look at the furniture. Start to look at the furniture with different eyes. What is it made of? Is it plastic furniture? Is it solid wood? What is it? And what is the fabric like on the cushions? So describe all of that in full detail. You'll find what it does is it grounds you. It brings you back into actual present moment, which is reality, and that's where we need to be. So now let's look at some examples of physical. And if any of you would like to do this along with me, I suggest you do it so that you can feel it and actually experience it. The first one we're going to do is clapping our hands, but when we do this, we need to close our eyes. I obviously am going to keep my eyes open because I'm going live, but I suggest you keep your eyes closed. And then what you're going to do is clap your hands. And you're going to clap your hands numerous times, and you're going to do it quite hard. So let's do it together. Keep your hands together now. What do you feel? Can you feel that tingling when your hands have connected? Can you still feel it tingling? Is it perhaps moving from your fingertips into your hand? Are those tingling sensations moving up your arm? Where do you feel them? So you would keep doing this, and you would still have your eyes closed. And you will only open your eyes when you actually feel that that tingling sensation has disappeared, that it has stopped. And if any of you have done it now, yes, I've opened my eyes because of the live. My hands are still tingling. So it shows that it's quite a long time, and it'll give you that time to actually focus on those sensations. Again, bringing you back to where you're supposed to be, which is in reality. Something else you can do is to stomp your feet. It's the same exercise all over again. And something else is, and I've got this here, is an elastic band. You can put this around your wrist and you can keep it there. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling really, really anxious and you need to get back to reality right now, what you do is tweak it. It will give you that sting on your arm, and that again will bring you back to reality. A lot of people, when they are in that very, very low zone, that is when you're feeling totally disconnected from the world and anything around you, you'll possibly find that these techniques are the better techniques, because it literally snaps you back into the present moment. And then the last one that I want to share with you are some soothing techniques. And these soothing techniques are very popular because they are comforting. As human beings, we enjoy that comfort and we enjoy that feeling of connection, because that's who we are, and that's what humans like. So what you can also do is, for this exercise, is to take a photograph of somebody that you love and somebody who loves you dearly, and keep it with you. So in those moments, you can take it out and you can look at it. And the best photographs for this are of that person who's actually looking directly at you. So it's like, now you can see my eyes, you can see my face. So if it's a person that you're looking at that you love, you can see those eyes, you can see the softness, the gentleness, and it'll make you feel so much better, because you will feel connected. Then another simple one is if you've got a pet, is to cuddle your pet, stroke your pet, and again look at their eyes, because there's always that connection, and that is always so comforting and so soothing. And then to wrap it up, because I know they're very quick, they're very easy, and they're very simple to do, is what I would suggest, if any of you are interested, is to make yourself what I call a coping box. You can take a beautiful tin that is probably stuck at the back of your cupboard somewhere, take it out, and what you can do is you can put in things that are going to help you, that are going to ground you. And we can use exactly what we've just gone over here. So in other words, you can use your senses. So you could put in a lavender oil, which is very good for calming. So you could sniff that. You could put something soft inside there as well, because stroking something that's soft is also extremely comforting. So you could put that into your coping box as well. Something else you can do is you can put in a playlist of really uplifting beaty music that gets you wanting to jump up and to start dancing, because that will actually help to lift you and bring you back into reality. You can also put in a playlist of comedies that you love. I don't know if any of you have watched Dinner for One. I still laugh about it. I still laugh at that. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen it. But things like that is what you put on your list. So when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling really overwhelmed, you can go to your coping box and you can start to actually help yourself. To me, that's the most important thing, is to know how we can help ourselves. And then also something I did miss out is, if you do these coping techniques, what I suggest you do is, at the very beginning, is to actually, on a scale of 0 to 10, write down how anxious you are. 10 obviously being the highest. So let's say it's 8. Then do your technique that you have chosen to do. And after you've done it, reassess yourself again. If you find it's still high, then you can repeat it, or you can try another grounding technique as well. And you will often find that for one person, they might find that those soothing techniques are the ones that really help them. For somebody else, it might be the mental techniques. So it's not everything will fix everybody, but there will be something that you will actually find that will help you. So if anybody would like more information or how to actually do a coping box, I can help you. You can just get hold of me. And I think a lot of you have heard about the 5 senses grounding technique. I have spoken about that previously. What I will do is I will put that into the comments below if any of you want to look at that, because that uses all of our senses and is a very popular one to use. And I think it's because it sings to everybody. It's easy to use. You've just got to remember which sense and which number you need to use there. So I hope you've all enjoyed this, and I hope it has been of value to you. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a wonderful afternoon. We'll chat again soon. Bye, everybody.